Pokemon Discord version, Book 2, Chapter 4, Part 1.
In Alakazam's final dying moments, his hand fell from Aiden's forehead. Aiden's flashback is now over. He has seen everything that happened up until this moment through Adonis's eyes.
You guys, it's Aiden! He's awake! He's finally awake!
Blythe yelled as he, Ephraim, and Arabella watched Aiden slowly sit up.
Blythe, is that you?
Aiden said weakly as he clutched his ribs in pain.
Whoa, take it easy, buddy. You've been through a lot. I'm right here, Aiden. We're all here for you, man. I'm so sorry I let you get taken by that Team Rocket creep. I feel terrible,
Blythe said to Aiden as he put his hand on Aiden's shoulder.
Blythe, it's okay. I'm just happy to have you here with me. Master Eldridge, he's gone, isn't he?
Aiden asked with a distraught look on his face. Blythe looked down with sadness and said,
Yeah, Aiden. The Master he's gone. That piece of shit Zalis murdered him in cold blood. I'm so sorry, Aiden. I know how much he meant to you. I can't even imagine what you're feeling right now.
Arabella's eyes began to tear up and Ephraim turned away from everyone. You see, Blythe, this is what always happens. This is what Father and the Elders would say. Challenging Team Rocket will only end in tragedy and loss. Nothing more, nothing less. I told you I would help you find your friend. Now that I've done so, I'm leaving. I'll make sure to tell our family that you've died. Good luck to you, little brother. Ephraim said with a cold tone.
Wait! Ephraim! You can't just leave yet, big bro! Please! We need your help! Don't you see? This is just going to keep happening unless someone does something! We need to do something about this! Are you just going to run home and hide from the world, Ephraim? Or will you stay and help us make a difference?
Blythe said to Ephraim. Don't you see, Blythe? The old sage was basically a god amongst men. A famous world-renowned hero. Our own elders even looked up to him, Blythe. Now he's dead. He was defeated by Team Rocket and killed on the spot. If he couldn't stop them, then what makes you think we would have a better chance? I'm leaving, Blythe. I truly hope the best. For all of you. However, my advice is that you all give up now and go home. To fight a war with Team Rocket. It's a fool's mission. Later, Blythe. I'll be sure to deliver the unfortunate news about Eldridge to our clan. This is truly going to devastate our father. I hope you make the right decision so that I may be able to see you again someday. Ephraim said as he quickly dashed through the forest and left.
Ephraim! Come back!
Blythe yelled out.
It's all right, Blythe. Let him go. His heart is in the right place. I can tell. I'm sure he will make the right decision somewhere down the road.
Arabella said as she placed her hand on Blythe's shoulder.
Blythe, that was your big brother?
Aiden asked. Yeah, Aiden. That's my big brother. He's kind of an asshole, isn't he? Blythe said with a sad grin. Sylveon was unconscious laying in Aiden's lap as he then looked over at the lifeless corpse of Alakazam.
No, Alakazam!
Aiden said as he quickly returned Sylveon to its Pokeball and picked up one of Alakazam's spoons.
I'm sorry, Aiden. I did everything I could to try and help it. Alakazam was truly an amazing partner to the Liberator. It fought with everything it had until the very end.
Arabella said to Aiden.
Alakazam he was one of my best friends growing up. We were a family, all of us. Chansey, Alakazam, Master Eldridge, Nurse Joy, and all of my friends from the orphanage. Miss, I don't want to be rude, but who are you?
Aiden asked while wiping the flowing tears from his face.
My name is Arabella Augury. I'm a part of the Augury Coven. My clan lives right here in the snowy woods of Dissidia. I ran into your friend Blythe and his brother fighting, and now, well, I guess now I'm a part of your little group of friends. I'm sorry we had to meet under such terrible circumstances. But don't worry, Aiden. Now that we're friends, I don't plan on leaving you guys until our mission is complete. Blythe here briefed me on your mission, and I can't wait to help stick it to Team Rocket. Right, Murkrow?
Arabella said. Arabella's Murkrow replied positively.
Right. Aiden, Arabella here has amazing nature abilities. You should have seen what she did to Ephraim with some tree vines before. She even upgraded my Secrets of Nature charge capacity. I bet if I tried hard enough, I could probably do a full cloak now.
Blythe said.
Oh, that reminds me. Aiden, sit still for a moment. You took a heavy amount of physical damage before. As soon as you and Sylveon reverted form, you both instantly fainted. At least your bones aren't broken anymore. I'm going to heal you as best as I can, okay?
Arabella asked as she began using nature energies to heal Aiden's lost stamina.
Thank you, Arabella. And Blythe. That's so great. I'm really happy for you. It looks like we've both come a long, long way since we've met.
Aiden replied to Blythe.
That reminds me. What in the hell was that form you and Sylveon took on? It's like you two fused together and evolved with each other. I've never seen anything like that before. It was incredible.
Blythe said.
Oh, right. I'm not sure what happened, to be honest. All I remember is all of the pain, rage, and sorrow. Then everything went blank. It's like at that moment, time stood still and everything was in sync through my own eyes. I feel like I saw the world for what it truly was. I don't know how else to describe it.
Aiden answered. Well, whatever it was, it worked. You got the king to run away from the fight. Plus, you managed to slice his eyeball up. That bitch-ass king didn't even know it hit him.
Aiden, you were amazing, man.
Blythe said.
What? I fought the king? And he ran away? I won? I actually beat King Zalus?
Aiden asked in shock.
He's right, Aiden. You and Sylveon underwent some sort of spiritual bonding state. It is said that when a Pokemon achieves maximum bonding with its trainer, mysteriously powerful events can occur. Events that have only taken place a handful of times throughout our documented history. It truly is a blessing from Arceus above, Aiden. It reminds me of an old prophecy my father used to speak of, but he knows a lot more about it than I do, of course. Could you really be the savior that the prophecy spoke of? Who knows? Hey, I should introduce you guys to my coven. After what you've accomplished here today, I'm sure they would want to converse with you too.
Arabella said.
A prophecy? Savior? I don't know. I don't feel like a savior right about now. I couldn't even protect Master Eldritch or Alakazam. He gave his life to protect me, and all I could do was watch. How can I protect anybody when I couldn't even protect those who are most precious to me? Even if the king ran away from our battle, I feel like I failed. I failed my master. He's dead because I was too weak. I was too weak to protect him.
Aiden replied with tears flowing down his face. Don't feel like that, man. You did everything you could. Aiden, I know it doesn't seem like it right now, but I bet the master is smiling down at you from Outer Haven. He's just as proud of you in death as he was in life. And I know what I saw, Aiden. I saw my best friend pull the impossible today. I watched you with my own two eyes devastate the king of Team Rocket and send him packing. That's not something just anyone can accomplish. You're a true hero, man. Just like your parents were. I think this ability you've awakened is a step forward. With your abilities and us backing you up, you'll be able to carry out the Master's will and complete the journey that he set you out on. That's a promise. Right, Aiden? Blythe said, trying to cheer Aiden up.
Well said, Blythe. Look at you being all inspirational and junk. Now, Aiden, there was something peculiar about what Alakazam did in its final moments. I watched as it desperately crawled its way over to you and placed its hand on your forehead. Any idea what that was about? Did Alakazam happen to show you anything with its psychic link ability? Anything at all?
Arabella asked Aiden.
That's right. Alakazam showed me the past. He showed me the memories of Prince Adonis Nova, the former prince of Team Rocket. The same Adonis Nova that we know as Anzu.
Aiden replied.
What? Anzu? Like Anzu, the morbid, scary ghost guy Anzu? You're telling me that Anzu is the prince of Team Rocket?
Blythe asked.
No, Blythe. I'm telling you that he used to be the prince of Team Rocket. Adonis was killed by the king when he attempted to defect from Team Rocket a long time ago. The Anzu we know that's been helping us this whole time is the ghost of Prince Adonis Nova. It's a long story, but basically King Zalus ordered Adonis to lead Team Rocket's Alpha Squad to eliminate an old resistance group known as the Light. This group was led by my very own mother and father, Desmond and Ava Monarch, alongside Master Eldritch and many, many other honorable heroes.
Aiden explained.
Father Time and Mother Nature.
Blythe said with sadness in his tone.
Right. Adonis, he ended up killing my parents during that war. He and the Alpha Squad ended the war by exterminating every last member of the Light. This all happened on my very first birthday. The very day I was born. Adonis's life was taken from him. I was a newborn infant when my mother handed me off to Master Eldridge in her final moments. He and Alakazam saved me from Adonis that day. But then, something happened to him. Master Eldridge's words began to bring Adonis to his senses, almost like he was being controlled by the king the entire time. I know that deep down, he wasn't like King Zalis. He was a kind-hearted hero. Adonis stopped his own squad from killing Master Eldridge and I. I saw it all. I saw Adonis's Pokemon partner Ninjask sacrifice itself for me, without Adonis even giving it the command. He didn't have to say a word. Ninjask knew exactly what Adonis wanted. That's what caused Adonis to turn on Alpha Squad and slaughter them one by one, even his close friends and fiancé. Inevitably, the king showed up and demanded answers from him. Adonis proceeded to fight King Zalis and Mewtwo with every ounce of willpower he had left in him. But in the end, Adonis was defeated, brutally murdered by his own father.
Aiden explained further.
Aiden, this is all really heavy stuff, man. I mean, this is seriously blowing my mind right now. I can't believe this. We've been fighting side by side with the notorious speed demon of Team Rocket. King Zalis is so cruel. How could he do that to his own son? And now he's killed his own father too? He's an absolute menace, and he needs to be stopped before any more innocent blood is spilled. But Aiden, Adonis killed your parents. Aren't you angry at him for that? Do you think we should continue working with him? Where is that guy anyways?
Blythe asked.
That's the thing, Blythe. When Adonis first became a spirit, he ended up in my hometown cemetery. We call it Center Boneyard. You see, the king covered up the truth about Adonis and Alpha Squad's deaths. He stated publicly that Adonis was killed in action. Team Rocket honored him and his squad as heroes who honorably died for their faction. They never actually recovered his remains. The king seemed to have given the funeral directors a completely different corpse. One that was just as mangled and unrecognizable as Adonis's was. Master Eldridge built Adonis a real memorial, one where his actual remains were laid to rest. Master Eldridge built Prince Adonis's mausoleum in Center Boneyard right at home.
Aiden said.
So that's where his spirit was reborn.
Said Arabella.
Yeah, his ghost was stuck in some kind of stasis for an entire year until he was sentient again. That's when Master Eldridge took Adonis under his wing and retrained him so that he could control his ghost body and recover the spirits of his dead Pokemon partners. That's when they came up with the plan that revolved around me. Master Eldridge trained Adonis and I simultaneously while keeping Adonis a secret from me. Once I was ready, he gave me the Eon Spirit Eevee and set me off on my journey. He gave me his blessing and my first Pokemon right there in Center Boneyard of Hallowtown, where it all began. That's why Adonis has been helping us this entire time. He's been a part of our group from the beginning. Since then, it's been our mission to revive the group that my parents and Master Eldridge put together all those years ago. Blythe, Arabella, I believe it was a twist of fate that led you both to me. It's an honor to have you guys here beside me. Thank you both so much.
Aiden said.
Haha, pleasure's all mine, buddy.
Blythe said with a smile.
Alright, there you go, Aiden. You and Sylveon should be fully restored now. Look guys, I think we should head deeper into the forest so I can introduce you two to my coven. Your brother Ephraim might be kind of a wet blanket, but he was certainly right about one thing. Master Eldridge Nova was loved and respected by basically every society that existed before the takeover of Team Rocket. My coven was a whole lot bigger back then. We've also lost a lot of people to Team Rocket over the years. Once we bring this news back to my coven, I'm sure they will hold an honorable funeral for Eldridge in order to honor his memory. In order to mourn him properly, we must commemorate him with the utmost respect before we do anything else. Plus, I think you guys have earned a bit of refueling before we carry on. Don't you agree?
Arabella suggested.
But Adonis, told us to seek out Helix Frost of the Ice Clan. That's our next objective. We can't rest now. Right, Aiden?
Blythe quickly interjected.
No, Blythe, it's okay. I don't think we should push ourselves too hard. Slow and steady, Blythe. Let's just take it one step at a time.
Aiden said as he flashed back to Eldridge's words and heeded his advice.
Did you say Helix Frost? Did I hear that correctly?
Arabella asked.
Yeah, last time we saw Adonis, he told us about them. Oh, and same goes for Colonel Pence and the Shade Operatives. He said they're super strong and they live on the outskirts of society, just like my clan does. Not even Team Rocket was able to take the Icelands from them, is what we were told. We have to get them on our side,
Blythe responded.
Blythe, Aiden, I don't want to take your hope away, but that clan is bad news. Yes, they are certainly powerful. However, they don't like making new friends. In order to gain an alliance with a clan like that, we would have to defeat them and make them submit to our will. A task like that would be almost impossible. I don't want to speak badly of them, but they are dangerous enough to kill you in cold blood if you cross them, almost like Team Rocket would. Trust me, my village has had run-ins with them in the past. We've lost close friends and family members who tried to stand up against them. I know they aren't complete savages, but I also know that Helix himself is a hard-hearted leader. I heard he even banished his own brother Hydrix from the clan, just for being different.
Arabella warned them.
No worries, Arabella. Making friends is our specialty, isn't it, Aiden? Oh, Aiden, I almost forgot. I recovered your gear and Pokemon from our camp. Sorry if your bag got a little scuffed up.
Blythe said while handing Aiden his bag and Pokeball belt.
Thank you, Blythe. I'm just glad everyone is okay. Golbat, Torchic, I'm so sorry I left you two behind. I'll never make that mistake ever again. That's a promise.
Aiden said sweetly to his Pokemon partners that were resting within their Pokeballs.
Oh, that reminds me. Arabella, here, put this on. It's called a rocket communicator. This thing is amazing, and we're giving them to all of our allies. It'll help us stay in touch if we ever get separated. Plus, this thing does a whole lot of other useful, amazing things for us Pokemon adventurers, too.
Blythe said as he handed Arabella one of the rocket communicators.
Huh, Team Rocket Tech, huh? Do I even want to know how you guys got your hands on these? Nonetheless, these are going to be super beneficial for sure. Whoa, it feels like it's syncing up with me.
Arabella said as she put the communicator onto her wrist and familiarized herself with its settings.
Alright, this thing even has a logging setting where we can look up existing data on the Pokemon that Team Rocket have all discovered. What's our frequency?
Arabella asked.
Oh, sorry, I almost forgot about that. We're using the Shade Operative's private frequency number 01. Set it to 231.879. Patch in to stay in communication with us and the rest of our allies.
Blythe responded.
Will do, Blythe. Didn't know you were such a tech head. Anyways, we should really get going if we want to get to my village before nightfall. I know these woods by heart, and my cousin's barrier spell protects us from any threatening entities that might want to interfere with our journey. So we should have no problem navigating safely to Dissidia. These woods are basically a sanctuary for my cousin's society. Only thing we really have to worry about is Team Rocket. But I feel bad for the Rocket scum who tries to mess with us.
Arabella said with confidence.
Whoa, your family protects these entire woods with a barrier spell? That's crazy impressive. You guys must be hella strong.
Blythe said.
Of course. We gotta keep ourselves covered from evil spirits somehow, right? In fact, I'm still trying to figure out how you two haven't been stopped by any bad boy spirits on your journey so far. Usually traveling between societies is suicide. I mean, between the onslaught of Team Rocket armies and all of the vengeful spirits they create, it's almost impossible to safely travel through Atagoria anymore, not to mention cannibals and crazed bandits. That's why all the societies that aren't run by Team Rocket are so scarce.
Arabella said.
Oh yeah, ghosts haven't been a problem for us. Aiden has some kind of ghost gift. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, Aiden's been communicating with spirits this entire time. It's almost like they want to help us progress because of him. I know I wouldn't have made it all this way without Aiden. And he wouldn't have made it all this way without the ghosties. I mean shit, our journey through the Siren City prison tower would have been cut short if it wasn't for the dead prisoner spirits showing Aiden visions of the past. And that's how he found me after we got separated in the Nameless Cavern too. Damn, it really has been a wild ride, Aiden. No regrets, bro. I'm so glad I chose to come with you.
Blythe said.
It sure has, Blythe. I thought it was over for me when I was all alone at the bottom of the Nameless Cavern. That is until I found you again. Oh, Mr. Mime! Where did he go? He was the one that saved me from that Team Rocket agent that kidnapped me. He freed me from my bindings before the king showed up. I don't know what I would have done without him. Then he just disappeared again when the king showed up. I don't blame him, though. I sure hope he's okay. I never got the chance to thank him.
Aiden said. Mr. Mime again. You know, I don't mind him helping us, but I wish he would just go away if I'm being honest. I mean, am I the only one who finds that thing creepy? Blythe said.
Mr. Mime? What the heck is Mr. Mime?
Oh, it's a Pokemon we found at the bottom of the Nameless Cavern. I think he was lost down there for a while. Ever since we met, he's been following us, helping us however he can. I know Mr. Mime means well. He's not a bad Pokemon, just misunderstood is all.
Aiden replied.
A new Pokemon species, huh? That's super exciting, Aiden. Why haven't you tried catching him yet?
Arabella asked.
Well, it sort of seems like Mr. Mime already has a trainer of his own, so I figured I would let him find his way back to whoever that might be. I know if Sylveon and I ever got separated, I wouldn't rest until we found our way back to each other.
Aiden replied. More like he had a trainer. I feel like anyone lost in the Nameless Cavern is a goner for sure. The only reason we got out of that hellhole is because we're awesome. Ha ha ha! Blythe said.
Blythe? Come on, don't say stuff like that. I don't think that's the case. Or, at least I hope it isn't. Wow, that makes me feel really bad for him if that is what happened.
Aiden said, feeling the sorrow as it washed over him like rolling waves.
Well, regardless, I think we should really get a move on, guys. Yeah?
Arabella asked as they both looked at each other and nodded. So then Aiden, Blythe, and Arabella began to make their way through the thick snowy woods in order to reach the mysterious Augury Coven within the village of Dissidia. Blanketed by the Coven's spirit barrier, they managed to make their way effortlessly through the cold forest, which was a relief to Aiden considering how exhausted he was. The loss of Eldridge and Alakazam weighed heavily on his mind, as did the disappointment of Ephraim leaving weighed heavily on Blythe's. However grim everything seemed for the boys, hope was just around the corner as they followed their new powerful companion through what remained of the forest's twisted path. They knew what their goals were, and did not let any form of doubt get in the way of their progression.